What if I told you that Ball State is no longer providing toilet paper on campus and it was your responsibility to bring it? That sounds absurd, but that's essentially what Ball State University is doing with women and our feminine hygiene products. A website called World Bank stated that 500 million women aren't able to afford feminine hygiene products. That also means that 500 million women aren't able to afford other essential items for their period, such as pain relief medication, heating pads, or even extra underwear for their periods. Being a college student is hard enough, let alone adding the financial burden of purchasing feminine hygiene products every month. Which leads me to my main point. Why I believe Ball State University needs to provide free feminine hygiene products in every restroom on campus. I will begin by discussing the financial burden placed on women surrounding our periods. In an academic journal by Lauren Castell and her team titled Period Poverty and Mental Health Implications Among College-Age Women in the United States, released this year, stated that out of 471 students, 14.2% experienced period poverty in the past year, while 10% experienced it every month. Period poverty is essentially the inability to purchase feminine hygiene products. Women on average spend $17,000 in the course of their lifetime on their period. According to Jenny Much in a magazine article called Ladies, Here's How Much Your Period Costs You Over Your Lifetime, published on June 24th, 2019. That means that on average, women are spending $12 a month at minimum on their period on tampons and pads and panty liners, according to a source just mentioned. Tampons are the most consumed feminine hygiene products, and they're usually changed about every 6 hours, if not more often, to like 4 hours. According to the magazine article, Here's How Much a Woman's Period Will Cost Her Over the Course of Her Lifetime by Kenny, published on December 6, 2017. That means that women are using about 20 tampons per period cycle. A box of 36 tampons will cost a woman $7 at Walgreens, and a box of 36 panty liners is also the same price, according to Kenny, a previously mentioned source. For those of you who aren't aware, a panty liner is the second barrier while the tampon is the first. So you can see how easily it is to spend more than $12 a month on a period, which just shows the significant financial burden women face every month. Now that you're aware of the financial burden women undergo, I will move on to discuss how it is unfair to be charged for something that is natural and the mental implications that this can have on college women. Periods, as I said, are a biological function that usually lasts between the age of 12 to 44, or 45, which is a span of 33 years, according to a previously mentioned source. Menstrual hygiene is a basic necessity that isn't met as often, according to Cardos, an already mentioned source. Her study actually found that college women who suffer from period poverty have a moderate to severe ability to have depression because their basic needs aren't being met. In a documentary called Period, End of the Sentence on Netflix, released in 2020, stated how a group of women in India were given a machine so they can start making their pads, since they too suffered from the inability to purchase feminine hygiene products. They decided to name their pads Fly because they wanted women to soar. Which brought me back to Ball State and our new logo that Ball State has branded to We Fly. Ball State wants students to learn and to grow and to eventually take flight. But how are we supposed to take flight when basic needs aren't being met by at least 10% of college students, since they are facing period poverty, as stated by Carstell from a previously mentioned source. In addition to the unfairness of being charged something that is natural for something that is a necessity and is natural, I will finish by discussing Ball State's duty to provide free feminine hygiene products on campus. I don't know how many of you know this, but Ball State provides male and female condoms along with dental dams, finger coats, and lubrication in the Office of Health, Alcohol, and Drugs, according to Ball State's website. On another website called Kids Health About Condoms, condoms are from 50 cents to $1 each. Ball State website states that every student is allowed to grab at least 5 condoms at each location, and Ball State has 2 locations, which is the Health Center and Lucina Hall. So if we go back to a condom costing 50 cents, and if each student is getting 5, that's $2.50 per student. Well, if you take a box of 36 tampons for $7 and you divide 7 by 36, that's 19.4 cents a tampon. So compare it, $2.50, 19.4 cents a tampon. Which just shows that Ball State should provide feminine hygiene products on campus if they're already willing to spend $2.50 on condoms. Lets me move on to my final thoughts. Having access to feminine hygiene products is a basic need for women. However, this basic need is not met by at least 10% of students every month. As stated, we are meant to focus on our studies and soar high, but unfortunately this isn't the case for some of our students dealing with period poverty. Mental health has also been affected by this issue, causing at least moderate to severe depression. No one asks you to carry around toilet paper because that would be absurd, so why are we asking women to carry around tampons and pads every month? So, Ball State provides free condoms on campus, and having sex is a choice. So why not offer free feminine hygiene products on campus, since having a period isn't a choice?